Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea how grateful I am to be here tonight in the first world. Honestly, because I actually grew up in Asia, so my parents worked their asses off so that I could escape a life of having to spend all my nights up on dingy stages, under bright lights, entertaining rooms full of drunk white people. So, they're so proud of me. Guys, my parents are actually in the audience tonight watching Stand Up for the first time. Give it up for Mr. and Mrs. Chang. Amazing. I don't know why I pointed, really. They're just the only other Asian people in the room. But you guys have no idea how hard it was to explain to my Asian parents this idea of voting. Well, the idea of voting at all. But specifically, this idea of an audience vote, and maybe as my parents, you shouldn't actually vote for who you think did best, but as your only daughter, at least score me the same score as them, which would probably still only be a 2 because my parents are very hard to please. But I am genuinely deeply scared of disappointing my parents. In fact, last month, I went to the doctor's for a checkup, and he just took one look at my weekly alcohol intake and immediately accused me of having a potential alcohol problem. And I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna tell my mom that the doctor said that I only have potential? Like, I'm Asian. They raised me to exceed potential. You know what I'm saying? So they're paying for my rehab now. Soon, I'm sure. And they actually shipped me over to the UK over 10 years ago for university. I know, you're like, but I thought you're only 12 years old. Don't worry, boys. I am very legal. You are allowed to think what you're thinking. Just remember, my dad is sat right there, and he knows Kung Fu, probably, so don't risk it. But no, I moved straight from Asia all the way to the West Midlands. You are right. I did not get into my first choice university. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. But I've been very lucky, right? Even though I lived in the West Midlands, everyone's been very welcoming to me. I know. Until I met my ex-boyfriend, actually, and his family are from this tiny little town in the middle of nowhere. And I still actually don't know the name of it because all the signs in his local train station just said, "Vote, leave." I wish that was a joke, guys. But it was really cute, right? Because we went for dinner with his family, and afterwards his dad, in all seriousness, says to me, "Well done, love. I'm surprised there ain't more of a language barrier between us." And I was like, "You're surprised? I'm surprised you could even read the menu." I know. But it was a little bit ironic, right? Because I found out that this ex of mine had a very severe case of yellow fever, which is just a slang term for Asian fetish. Don't worry, he's still alive, unfortunately. But he had it so bad that when I first met his grandma, she thought he'd gotten back together with his ex-girlfriend. I know. You guys think that's bad? We actually broke up when I caught him checking out another Asian girl on the tube. We were very drunk, and we got into a huge fight. And I don't remember that much, right? But I do remember he was walking away from me, and I was just shouting at him, and I was like, "You could stick some hair on a piece of sushi, and you would still try to get with that, wouldn't you?" Censored, because my parents are here, but you get the gist. I mean, it's not my proudest moment, but I stand by what I said. But the problem is, guys, I was so drunk that it turns out I was just shouting at the back of some random white guy. I mean, apparently that's hypocritical, but whatever. But I should have noticed earlier this ex's yellow fever, because one time I was just applying for this ID card and I was typing out my age and height and ethnicity and gender, and he just leans over and he's like, "Oh, you know your vital statistics written down together. That's one of the most searched for terms in the history of porn sites." Some laughter recognition back there, thanks. But I was so mad, right? Because I could not believe I hadn't capitalized on it sooner, you know? Because I realized being fetishized is like the one privilege that white guys will never have. So, You can keep the boardroom. I'll always have my own Pornhub category. So if you recognize me from a future internet search, that'll be because you think we all look the same. It won't be me, guys. I'm just not brave enough, you know? And as my friend pointed out to me recently, she was like, what are the chances that you can be funny and look good doing anal? I was like, pretty high, actually. It's fine, my parents don't know what anal means. Guys, I've been Jinya Chang. Thanks so much.